What's going on, everybody? My name's Dynasty. What I got for y'all today is another MK11 video. Got for you guys some news in regards to the gameplay aspect of Mortal Kombat 11. Seems like everyone's biggest complaint, which was the extra button input to enhance a special move, might be getting fixed as soon as, well, the next build of Mortal Kombat 11. And also, Reptile. Just a couple days ago, there was a bunch of articles written everywhere. You probably came across them stating that maybe Reptile might have accidentally got confirmed by a NetherRealm Studios employee, and we're gonna talk about that, break that down. It's not good if you're a Reptile fan. Yeah, he's not confirmed. But yeah, with that said, let's break this down and let's get into it. So let's just start with like the negative stuff. So Reptile, of course, I'm a big fan of Reptile. And just a few days ago, DualShockers wrote an article mentioning how they spoke to somebody who was working at NetherRealm Studios, I believe the art director, Steve Barron. And when they talked to him, he came out and mentioned something along the lines of like, oh, when you're in the middle of playing, you can actually activate Reptile's Acid Ball. And many were just going crazy and thinking that, okay, Reptile's Acid Ball is in the game, he's gotta be confirmed. And that's not the case, sadly. So here's an excerpt from an article discussing everything. It says here, during a chat with NetherRealm's Steve Barron about a new tower mode in the game and how different modifiers impact each play session, the art director seemingly let slip Reptile would be returning when using him as an example to describe a few of the finer details. And the excerpt says, then there's certain things like you can activate Reptile's Acid Ball. It's very nostalgic. You have these helpers, if you will. It's a blast, and we're really happy about that. So I'm guessing that when DualShockers wrote this article, they didn't realize that there was going to be modifiers inside of the towers at a time, because you're looking at gameplay in the background here. I'll go to a clip of it. You can see clear as day I'm activating Reptile's Acid Ball without Reptile making an appearance, or without me even using Reptile as a character. So this is simply just a modifier. Just because we have a modifier for Reptile, it does not mean that Reptile is going to be in the game. It also doesn't mean that he's not going to be in the game. We simply don't know. This reminds me back of the whole Mortal Kombat X custom combat. I think there was like Noob Saibot modifiers, and Noob Saibot obviously wasn't in the game. And you can see clear as day when you start the tower right here. Bam! Here's an image. On the top right, it says there's Step Before God, Medium. It has a bunch of modifiers. It says there, a series of battles featuring modifiers based on classic Mortal Kombat characters. You have Rain, you have Reptile, you have Shinnok, and you have Cyrax. Safe to say, all four of these modifier images of these characters, the appearance is based off of their Mortal Kombat X costumes. Like, Rain looks just like what he rocked back at MKX, and it can be said for the other three. So take that for what you want it. They're not new, they're not super old, they're just the most recent ones, and we don't know. They're just simply modifiers. Just because a character's a modifier doesn't mean that they're in or they're out. And if you're afraid Reptile's not going to be in the game, gotta remember, back in, I think it was like November, a Spanish voice actor did the voice of Reptile and Kung Lao in Mortal Kombat X, came out and kind of just spilled all the information and said he got replaced for the roles of Reptile and Kung Lao. And guess what? Kung Lao has been featured several times inside the Mortal Kombat 11 story mode trailer, so safe to say Kung Lao's in the game. Probably Reptile as well, so just relax, take a deep breath. He's not confirmed right now, but he's also not deconfirmed. Just be patient, we don't know. So I just figured, hey, clear up the air, because even in, yesterday's video, every day I'm getting tweets and, comments saying, Dynasty, Reptile's been confirmed, why haven't you talked about it? And I guess hopefully this kind of clears the air. Moving on to what I think is a bigger deal, though. Of course, for me, when I played Mortal Kombat 11 there at the event, I wasn't too happy because the meter system was completely changed for MK11. You have your 2 bars for offense, your 2 bars for defense, and to enhance moves, it wasn't as easy as simply pressing the trigger that we saw back at MK9, back at MKX, and that really bummed me out. It really pissed me off because all I was trying to do was enhance Sub-Zero's Ice Ball, or, in his slide, and it was just, I didn't know how. You know what I mean? It was super complicated. You had to input like an extra button or two, and I just wasn't feeling it. It didn't feel like the Mortal Kombat games of old. It seemed super not necessary. And it seems like everybody, outside of, pro players has kind of had the same opinion I've had on that, because it just seems to make the game more difficult than it has to be. Why can't you just press the trigger? It just makes no sense. It's been like that for years. It's worked. If it's broke, don't fix it. And it turns out that, well, that might be coming back, thankfully, because Ed Boon inside his Game Informer interview kind of said that the whole gameplay aspect is still quote-unquote in flux, which means they're experimenting still and it might get changed. So here's the official quote right here. Bam! Game Informer asks Boon, the other thing I noticed is the way you activate those enhanced moves is different. Before you did the regular motion with the block button, and now with Scorpion's teleportation, you have to press up and front kick after you do it. Of course, Ed Boon says, that's still in flux. We're in a bit of experimentation and such. Me personally, I want to keep them as simple as possible. I don't want the barrier of entry to be being able to do something that's really difficult. I'd like it, ideally, if they were all across the board simple. The barrier shouldn't be, do you have the dexterity to do this? It should be, can you think of the right thing at the right time? So when I read this, I was so relieved, because even Ed Boon wants to keep things simple. He doesn't want people who pick up the game for the first time to be like so overwhelmed and confused, and I get that completely. But even me, I'm not like a new player. I'm not, you know, I've played every Mortal Kombat game ever. I didn't like it. It just seems super unnecessary. So in this whole talk about the extra button inputs, Game Informer follows up by asking, can you talk about the philosophy behind changing that specific input? And Boon says, well, the designers, the guys who were steering in that direction, they wanted to do something that made sense visually as to what you see on the screen, but currently it's resulting a lot of different ways to enhance these moves. So if you pick up a new character, you have to learn how to enhance different moves as opposed to say, let's do a universal thing. So when you pick up a character, everyone knows how to do everything, so we're still kind of changing everything. So me saying that this is like something that they want to do for like visual purposes, this makes me facepalm so fucking hard. Don't change the gameplay so it can visually look cool. The game already looks amazing. Everything looks great. It plays great. It's just, this seems like such an unnecessary change, even to the point where people like myself who, I mean, I've logged in countless of hours of MKX, MK9, like I have over 3,000 wins, you know what I mean? Like I'm not just a random player. I don't understand why they do this. Like I understand it might look cool, you know, to press an extra button and time it a certain way so you can see the enhanced move. Like, that's a great idea, but overall, it just makes everything more complicated. What am I supposed to do if I want to use a new character? Am I supposed to spend another hour, you know, trying to learn how to enhance every special move that character has? Because if I don't, I'm obviously going to be at a humongous disadvantage versus somebody who knows their characters. So it just seems like a massive headache. There was nothing wrong with pressing the trigger, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but I gotta play the game for an hour, and I just, that was like the one thing that that's the one thing I didn't like. Apart from Sub-Zero not having an ice clone, the fact that I had to work for enhancing a move when I already have meter, it just, I didn't like it. You know, I understand visually it could probably look cool. It makes, you know, it's a whole next level thing, but it's at the expense of the gameplay, and I don't like it. So it's, you know, Ed Boon obviously wants to keep it simple. Apparently it's the designers watching this video. Please keep it simple. Majority of people who are going to play the game aren't going to want to sit there and have to spend countless, you know, amounts of time to learn how to enhance every character special move. I'm just telling you, the last two games, it was easy, it was simple, it worked. If it's broke, don't fix it. It's a cliche for a reason. It's because it's true. And I hope this gets fixed, because if not, I don't want to say it to be the downfall, because obviously everyone will adjust to it, but I just feel like you know, how Boon was saying, the entry level, what about the entry level players, you know, people that play Mortal Kombat for fun? Like, if it's, I feel bad for those people, you know what I mean? I feel bad for people who aren't technical savvy, and now have to work even harder to time their move and to press an extra button input to do, like, just an enhanced ice ball. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems super unnecessary. I know I went on a rant for a minute, but I haven't really talked about this with you guys. So, yeah, the game's amazing. It's just, this aspect makes me facepalm so hard. And I really hope that Ed Boon keeps it dialed back a bit, because if not, like I said, we'll adjust, but, man, it seems so unnecessary. Like, it seems like it's not needed at all, and I'm just glad everybody, it seems, who played the game universally agrees with me. But, guys, that is all I got for y'all today. What do you think of this, this whole situation for enhancing special moves? Are you okay with having to press a few extra buttons? Do you want to keep it simple? Simply press the trigger, boom, your meter's used. I think that makes the most sense. What do you guys think? Of course, what do you think of Reptile's chances inside the MK11 roster? Do you think he has a chance? Very curious, and, oh, man, I'm so scared now. Like, we have these combat casts taking place probably once every 2 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen. Is it just 1 week randomly during a combat cast? Is Derek Kurtzik and Tyler going to come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, enhanced special moves, you just press the trigger again. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if, how do we know if it's going to get fixed? You have to wait until the game drops for us to know, or like the beta. We got a couple months left. I hope they make the right choice. Maybe I'm overreacting and freaking out, but I'm just telling you, I played the game for an hour. I didn't like it. I gotta voice my opinion. But guys, if you liked the video, take a second, drop a like on it. Subscribe for some more MK11 content. Until next time, I've been your host, Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. And your setups, you one of the greatest. You deserve more exposure, man, you underrated. To all the Dynasty haters, promise you'll love them later. Y'all gon' react like he did when he seen the trailer. But hold up, let me hit y'all with a twist. Wait, I'm Sub-Zero, the rap game is the Lin Kuei. You see, I've been a fan of Dynasty for years now. GTA, MK, and Justice, I'm still down. Rapper meets gamer. I wonder